Hello, everyone. We're here today with Julie Vashnev, Christie's digital marketing manager, and we're here today to talk to her about social media metrics. So, Julie, wanted to start off with asking you what are the three top social media platforms that Christie uses today?
The three top platforms for Christie today are LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. LinkedIn has our largest following, but I would say that being a visual display company, we have a lot of great visual content, especially in the form of videos, and so YouTube is also very important to us. It's a platform that we want to continue to optimize for search engines as well as for driving referral traffic to our website.
And while engagement is the ultimate goal in all social media metrics, what value do you place on basic visibility?
Well, for Christie, we're very concerned about building our brand awareness. So certainly we look at the metrics for reach and impression levels, and we monitor that pretty closely. I do know that there's a lot of talk in the industry about things like impression levels and number of fans and followers being vanity metrics, but I think you need to look at that in context because for Christie, we don't do a lot of, for example, contests that would be trying to drive up likes and follows. We're doing most of our work organically. Therefore, people who are following us and who are liking us are really raising their hand and saying that they want to hear from us. And that's what we want to do is grow that following of people who want to hear from Christie.
On another note, what do you find is the most beneficial to Christie? Is it paid social media or organic social media?
Well, I think organic is certainly what here at Christie we rely on. We rely on organic social media. But over the past year and a half, we've really started to get more involved with paid social media. And part of that is just out of necessity. The platforms are changing, and Facebook in the last 2 years has made some changes so that posts no longer go into, or company page posts no longer go into a user's newsfeed. They now go into the page's feed. And that change has made a significant difference in the type of reach that we can get. It's becoming almost necessary to get the kind of level of reach that we want to do some paid advertising, especially if we want to do more than one post in a day. We'll find, for example, that if we post once a day, we may be able to get a couple thousand views, whereas if we're posting more than once, our number of views is cut in half. So really, we need that extra boost to get the reach that we need.
Right. Wow, that's interesting. And of all the data available in social media metrics, I'm just wondering with respect to impressions, clicks, interactions, even engagement, plus bounce rate and exit rate, time on site. There's so much to analyze, and I want to know what you find most valuable in the metrics that you do analyze.
On a monthly basis, we are looking at just to watch our follower rates, make sure that they're steadily increasing, which they have been. And we're also looking at our engagement rates. And so engagement rate would include metrics around number of mentions, number of comments, likes, shares, all those kinds of stats. And we want to keep seeing those increase. And the more we look at those kind of metrics, they'll help us understand what type of content our audience wants.
And would you be able to share with us today an example of a successful campaign that you guys have done?
Sure. We have a lot of success around events. So we do a lot of event marketing at Christie. There are a number of large AV and industry shows that we attend each year. The largest show for us is InfoComm, and we attended InfoComm 2015 last June. And with these shows, we put together a pretty extensive social media plan. We are usually working in collaboration with some of the media as part of our social media plans. There's a lot of video captured on site, photos being taken live from the show, media interviews on site at the show, and all of these are great content pieces that we leverage for social media. So when we look at InfoComm 2015, even just looking at just the LinkedIn platform itself, we were able to increase our number of impressions year over year by about 50%, and our level of engagement improved by the same amount. And then if we look at it going back to 2013, so a 2-year span, we'd actually increased our level of impressions and engagement by over 300%. So that was a big success for us.
Oh, that's excellent. And just curious, I mean, not all social media is successful, and I'm wondering if you have an example of maybe an effort that was less successful.
Sure. I'd say what's most challenging for us, or has been contests. And we've tried twice, from a North American perspective, to run contests through social media, um, mostly leveraging Facebook. And in both cases with the contest, um, we had at least a two-step process for the user to go through. And what we found in terms of, we really didn't get the level of reach or new followers or engagement that we were looking for. And we think that's largely due to the fact that there was just too many steps for a user to go through. So going forward, we've learned from that. Going forward, we'll concentrate a lot on the offer, making sure it's something that would hold personal value to someone, and also concentrate on the tactics and making sure it's very, very user-friendly and very easy one-step process to participate.
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing. I've got one more question for you before we let you go today, Julie. And I want to know if there was any one biggest takeaway that you've learned from using social media metrics.
I think my biggest takeaway is that, while it's great to look at the high-level metrics, so for example, we might on a monthly basis look at the overall engagement rate. It's really worth digging into the details and taking some time to get into the granular details of even, post by post basis. And that's where you really start to see differences between what type of content people are interested in. So some months it may be a particular topic that's really driving higher levels of engagement. At other times it might be just simply the time of day and the time of the post, that you just timed it right, it was the right time and place. And then other times it might be the type of content. So, for example, often video will do much better than just a basic picture.
Well, thank you. Really appreciate you summarizing Christie's social media efforts. I want to thank Julie Vashnav for joining us today. Thanks very much, Julie.